Hello everyone, this is Future Jordan coming at you. I filmed the TBR and the wrap up separately, but I've decided I'm going to upload them together. So you will see me talk a lot in the intro for both the wrap up and the TBR as if they're two separate videos, but I've decided to combine them into one to make it a bit longer. So just before you come into it, just know you're getting a wrap up and a TBR in one. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's a very exciting video today because it is wrap up time. The month of February is a short month, but it was a good month for reading. I read 13 books. I think what I'm going to do is, because a lot of them were Kindle, so I'm going to go through all the Kindle ones first, and then I'll go through the physical ones that I have here and I'll give you the ratings on them. So we'll start with the first Kindle one, which was The Little Girl in the Wardrobe. I rated this 2 stars. It's so long for nothing to happen. It just got too confusing, too convoluted. I didn't enjoy it. I know it was the 4th book in the series, but it still just didn't... It just didn't hit for me. I didn't enjoy it. It took way too long. It took me nearly a week to read it, and that's not normal for a mystery thriller for me. So that can just tell you everything. Then also on my Kindle, Alive and Wells by Bailey Hannah. I rated this 3 stars. I think it might have been a 3.5. I really enjoyed it, really cute. If you like Elsie Silver or Paisley Hope or Lila Sage, anyone that writes small town kind of cowboy romances, it was very similar to this. I'm really excited to actually continue with the series. So yeah, that was my rating of Alive and Wells. Then I received an arc of Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I'm going to just read my review. Sorry, 4.75. I'm going to just read my review for you so you can get a sense of what I felt. There's no spoilers in this as well, by the way. So I absolutely enjoyed this book so much. It was honestly amazing. It made me laugh, cry and gasp at times, and it was all brilliant. I loved Xavier. He was literally a king and is so special. Samantha's character has so much depth to her. All the side characters feel like they had fleshed out personalities. Tackles the subject of grief so well as someone who has recently lost someone very close to them. It resonated with me so much. This book was so close to the 5 stars for me, but the beginning felt very insta-lovey, so it gets a 4.75. Absolutely amazing. It was one of my first Abby Jimenez books as well, and it was a great introduction to her. Absolutely amazing. So the next one was Moving On by Rosie Meaney. This was also an arc. So I'll just read the review for this. So I received it from NetGalley. In this book, we are following the story of Ellen Sheehan over the years of her life. I enjoyed how you felt like you were going through life with our main character, and it showed how good/shitty it can be at times. We see her go through friendships, heartbreaks, family loss. It felt like a very realistic way of telling a story of someone's life. The only reason this book wasn't a 5 star for me because it felt quite dragged out towards the end, and I wish the ending storyline was introduced a bit earlier. But other than that, it was an absolutely brilliant story, and that book is actually out now. I just saw it in stores today. So if you like the sound of it, give it a go. The next one was also an arc. It was The Rest of Our Lives by Benjamin Markovits. So I also got this from NetGalley. I said, from reading the synopsis, I expected a lot more from this book. I thought this book would deal with more of an actual separations and our main characters finding their happiness again. I also wished it focused on the feeling of your children leaving when you get older. I wish it didn't focus on the main character's health so much. I feel this book could have been such a deep emotional read, but it just never got there for me. So I gave that a 2 star. Okay, so that is all the online books, Kindle books. So then I read 5 physical books. So I finally read Anxious People by Fredrik Backman, and my review is, the message of this book is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I tabbed so many of these pages so that I could write it into my reading journal. From the synopsis, you don't expect there to be such a deeper meaning to this book. But, when you start getting into it, you're kind of like, where's the story going to go? It just seems quite normal, mundane. And then as you get into it, the depth comes into it. And there's some really beautiful quotes in here. I feel like Fredrik Backman writes kind of similarly to Taylor Jenkins Reid in that, the reading, you're nearly immersed in the book with their reading. It's very lyrical, poetic. His writing is amazing. And I'm really excited to read Beartown now because of this. So yeah, I gave Anxious People a 4 stars. I don't know why I didn't give it a 5 stars. I think I'm trying to be more like serious with the ratings I give things. I don't know. So yeah, I gave it a 4 stars. Next was Shatter Me by Tahera Mafi. It's the first book in the Shatter Me series. And like, I gave it a 2 stars. It wasn't great, wasn't bad. It was just, it's an introduction as well to a series. And it's quite a long series. So it being 2 stars is fine with me. I'll still continue to read because I know we're introducing world building, we're introducing characters, we're introducing the start of the story. So I'm hoping as the rest of the story goes along that we'll end up getting better. But yeah, it wasn't my favourite. So I gave it a 2. Next was 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. I don't think Sally Thorne is an author for me, to be honest. This book was painful. She was painful. He was painful. And that's all I gotta say. I gave it a 2 star. I really didn't enjoy it. Next is Wild Lives by Elsie Silver. I rated this a 4.5. The reason this book is not a 5 stars is because I don't like the whole pop star turns country girl trope. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of it. It seems very unrealistic to me. So that's the main reason. The characters had so much depth to them. I loved them. Normally children are very annoying in books. These children were not. They added so much to the story. It was just brilliant. West Beaumont Belmont, sorry. He's Belmont, isn't he? Weston Belmont, yes, sorry. Beaumont, Belmont. He's the man he is brilliant. You just need to read it. This is the second book in the Rose Hill Ranch series, and I'm just going to show you a little sneak peek of something that I found today. It is currently Saturday the 1st of March. This book doesn't come out till the 4th of March. Me and my friend went into Waterstones, of all places, not thinking anything. And I was looking at the shelf on the buy one, get one half price, and I was looking, I was like, that book looks kind of familiar. And I kind of looked at the green again, I was like, yeah, it looks familiar, I don't know why. And then realised, I goes, oh, shit, this is it. Woohoo! So yeah, Wildside, I think I'm going to save Wildside for when I'm gone for my surgery. That's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to keep that and Funny Story, and these are going to be the 2 books that I bring with me after my surgery, because I just think they're 2 authors that'll keep me happy. So that was a side tangent. There was no need for that. This is a wrap up, Jordan. This is not a book haul. Sorry. But last but not least, Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. I had such high expectations for this book. Such high expectations. Like, Sarah Crowley loves Alice Feeney, and even she didn't thoroughly enjoy this book. So I still bought it, thought it was going to be good. Basically, the premise is that he's an author, he's on the phone to his wife, and as she's driving home, she goes missing, and he ends up going to this place on a writing retreat a year later or something like that. And it just wasn't great. It was just, there was no depth to it. The characters weren't even great. The way the storyline went just didn't intrigue me whatsoever. But yeah, I rated this 2 stars. So overall, I didn't really have a good month rating wise, but they're books that I did read and rated high. I really enjoyed. So I have 2 or 3 4 stars. I have all my 4 stars are nearly 5 stars. Like, I had a really good month that way, but all the books I read on my Kindle were just kind of so-so. Besides Moving On and Say You'll Remember Me, those 2 on my Kindle, I zoomed through them. But yeah, guys, that's my wrap up for February. Let me know if you've read any of these books or what you read in February and what you thought, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing my March TBR. I have picked 7 books because I am currently reading Throne of Glass, the series, so I'm not going to include that because I'm reading a book of it a week.
and I'm also getting surgery at the end of the month. So I'm not sure how many books I'm going to be able to bring with me. So I want to put books on it that some I can bring with me and some I can read at home. So I'm not going as high with books as I normally do. So we'll start off with Wildside by Elsie Silver. I found this today. It shouldn't be out yet. It shouldn't be out for another 3 days. But found it. So I'm going to bring this one to Spain with me. I'm so excited. This is Reese and Tabitha's story. After reading Wild Love, I'm so excited for Wildside. And we also have the announcement for Wild Card as well. Next, this has been on January and February's TBR, and I just haven't gotten to it. This might be another one I bring with me, to be honest, to Spain. If not, I think I might just read it by itself at some point this month, in between other books that I have. Next, a fantasy, Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This was also on last month's TBR. Didn't get around to it. We're doing it this month because Fearless is out next month. So I need to finish this before Fearless comes out. Then the next in the... I don't know what the name of the series actually is. This is Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver. I don't know what the name of the series is. The first book is Butcher and Blackbird. The second book is this one. And the third is Scythe and Sparrow. And that just came out. So I don't actually know what the name of the series is. But yeah, Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver. Sunlight by Devney Perry. This book, I don't know how I haven't read it yet. I've had it since October. I just need to read it. Love Devney Perry's writing. She's really good at small town romances. It's her niche. It's her bread and butter. But she's actually coming out with a fantasy book this year, which I'm really, really intrigued to see how that goes, because it's so different to what she normally writes. But yeah, so Sunlight is the next one on my TBR. The next one is Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope. I was lucky enough and I got sent the third book. Is it Holding the High? Or Riding the High by Paisley Hope, the third one in this series. So I bought the first and the second one when I was away in London so that I could read this in anticipation of reading the Ark, because the book doesn't come out, I think it's May. So I'm going to read this in March, and then I'm going to read Training the Heart in April. So yeah, holding the Reins. I am currently like 20 something pages into it. Yeah, I'm 20 something pages into it. And it literally says at the top, if you're a fan of Elsie Silver, you'll love this. And what do I love? Elsie Silver. And then last, but certainly not least, I've been saying this for weeks that I want to read it. This may be another one I bring on holidays with me, but if not, but at the same time, sorry, not if not, but at the same time, I don't know if I will bring it on holidays with me, because it's a series and there's 3 books in it. So I'm worried if this ends on a cliffhanger, that I won't have access to the other books and I want to read them. So this is Beartown by Fredrik Backman. You will, if you've seen my wrap up, you will have seen that I read Anxious People in February and I really, really enjoyed it. And I've heard that Beartown literally breaks people. So I need to read it, and I'm actually going to read out the synopsis for you here so that you can get why I want to read it so much. Beartown is a small town in a large Swedish forest. For most of the year, it is under a thick blanket of snow, experiencing a cold and dark that brings people closer together or pulls them apart. Its isolation means that Beartown has slowly been shrinking with each passing year, but now the town is on the verge of an astonishing revival. A bright new future is just around the corner, until the day it is all put in jeopardy by a single brutal act. It divides the town into those who think it should be hushed up and forgotten, and those who will risk the future to see justice done. Can one man find the courage to speak a truth no one wants to hear? I know this book is meant to be very hard hitting. I know, and like the very first line, I've seen it like the first page. I'm not going to read it because it might ruin it for you, because it's not something that's written in the synopsis at the back. But I think I'm really going to enjoy it. I know there's a lot of hockey talk in this. I know from Sarah reading it that it's a lot of hockey, but that the hockey is nearly secondary to everything else that's going on. But yeah, I'm so excited to get into this, and I already have Us Against You. This is the old print of it. So I already have the 2 of them. And then the 3rd one in the series is called The Winners. But yeah, that is all the books that I plan to read in February. Whether I read them or not is another story. But these are the intentions I've set out for myself. Let me know what books you are planning to read in February, or if you're planning to read any of the same as me. Or if you've already read them, let me know what you've thought about them. And I shall see you guys in the next one.